Right, we are live.
Hello, I'm Felicia Vereen, always known as Fee.
Hey, Fee, and I'm your girl, Sharita 3, better known as Fred.
And we are Inspire Her, the Total Woman podcast, a new podcast all about uplifting you.
Yes.
Because friends, face it, you are awesome.
We'll be chatting up about topics we love to talk about, all the things we as women must juggle every day, and the ish we complain about. But who's listening? Girl,
we'll chat about the struggle, the job, and about him. You know who we talking about.
Girl.
That boo, husband, boyfriend, ex, whatever you calling them today. Our lovely hellions, kids.
Our angels. But seriously, friends, life happens, and we don't always get a chance to talk about it. We take it on the chin and we keep it moving.
Because that's what we were told to do.
Yep.
But here on Inspire Her, the Total Woman podcast with Red and Fee, we are the friends you love to hang out with. We are here to inspire her, the Total Woman.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. How you doing, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm tired.
I'm tired too. I'm glad it's Thursday, Friday. Tomorrow
I'm doing
is the
too
weekend.
much stuff. Gosh, I'm doing too much stuff. I have really gotten to the point where I need to say no. No. But I'll keep taking on more and more stuff, and that's just how I am, I guess.
I understand that.
That's just how I'm excited. I'm excited about.
To be excited about.
I'm excited about a couple of things.
I'm excited
about this ring light, but it just ain't working for me. It almost hit me in the head a few minutes ago.
Almost hit you in the head. We don't want that. I'm trying to find.
But I'm excited about my book.
Yeah, you got a lot going on.
I'm excited about my book. This book was blood, sweat, and tears, man. I got it, and for everybody who purchased my book, I am going to send it to you Phoebe style. It's going to be nicely represented. Nicely represented. So when you see the package, you will understand what I mean. So look forward to that. Just found out that we will be doing a book signing on June 10th in Virginia Beach. So for those of you who live in Richmond, you're not too far. And for those of you who live in the Tidewater area, you are right there. So I look forward to seeing my friends, and I'm going to send out a message to everybody because you will be able to not only, for those who will have the book by then, you can bring your book and get it signed by the other authors, as well as for those people who still need the book, you'll be able to purchase it and bring it with you if you attend. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, you got a lot of things to be excited about. What else you got going on?
My baby is graduating, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like, oh, and then I'm feeling like, woohoo, all at the same time, y'all. But I know. After a little while, I'm gonna be like, oh my God.
A lot of mixed emotions, a lot of mixed feelings. So I'm definitely coming
very much so.
Definitely coming down after that. Well, we do have a guest coming on to tell her story from wife to widow. She should be on about 8:15, guys. So hold tight. She will be here.
Yes. And I know that there's some people that's probably on here, especially for her. She told us she's doing something very, very special. So we'll let her explain. But it's very, very special. And we are very proud of her for what she is doing and what she has done and how she will be able to help women in the future. I want to tell you, listen, she is one of our classmates from John F. Kennedy. We went to school in Richmond, Virginia. And man, I'm going to tell you, we doing the daggone thing. Man, we came from inner city, Richmond, Virginia. And I'm going to say this, in the hood. And listen, y'all, our classes, from all the classes that I know, I mean, we
Mm-hmm.
do a daggone thing. Don't
Right.
matter where you come from, as long as you got teachers and stuff there that's giving you that knowledge, that's willing to pour into you.
We had some good teachers. We had some great
We
teachers, I would say.
we had some great teachers, and we get ready to do a class reunion. Yep,
Yeah.
is coming up in the fall, and JFK. Listen, be ready because we got some stuff.
We do.
We got some stuff
Well, we
that
know
we
the dates.
about to
We
do.
can put the dates out there, September 8th, 9th, and 10th. So plan to be there. And we're doing classes of 88, 89, 90, and 91. We represent class of 90, class of 1990. Yes. So I'm excited about that. Let's see. I
So
don't
what you
have.
got going on?
I know I was going to say the same thing. That's how we hear. I don't have many exciting things as you. My niece, the last grandchild, she'll graduate. Michaela, shout out to my niece, Michaela. She'll be graduating. I don't know when, but her party is June 10th, and she will be going to the prom this Saturday. So I'm excited to see her off to the prom. Yeah,
Those prom send-offs, man. It's
yeah,
like the queen is here. I'm like, wow. They are they're something else. I mean, that you can't it's I saw one girl's here and it was like the world came out to see her. It
yes.
was like, my God. My daughter decided she didn't want to go to her own prom, so we didn't have a send-off. But I'm gonna tell you what, we're gonna have a trunk party for her
Mm.
somewhere in July, and it's gonna be ridiculous. So if you are in the Georgia area, you are more than welcome, but you have to bring a gift.
That's right. I know that's
Um,
right.
Jadie is trying to get on, and can you send her the link again? Because she's saying that she's having some problems getting on. Guys, give us a minute, and we are going to we're trying to get our guest in. She's having some technical difficulties, um, but we will um, keep going in a minute.
Okay, I just sent it to her again. Hopefully she will get this one.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll
I
see her.
hate when we have technical difficulty.
It happens.
Okay, well, while we waiting for her, listen. One of our, one, I'm gonna tell you, Malcolm sent me. Malcolm is always sending me stuff. He's one of our classmates from high school. He's always sending me stuff because he know I'm gonna talk about it. Well, he sent me a he sent me a a video of this guy. I guess he's a comedian, and he's talking about. And I wish I could play it for you guys, but yeah, we're not gonna play it on our podcast. But he's talking about these girls that he saw at the airport, and he's talking about the fact that you know, they look, for the lack of better words, they looked a little crusty. Had on bonnets and slippers and and just not looking appropriate. But I want to know, when did it become okay for us to start wearing bonnets? Yeah, pick a struggle. That's right, Candy. Pick a struggle.
Wearing
When
the
did it
bonnet
become all right
outside.
for us to wear bonnets
Hey,
outside?
I don't know. I don't know.
I know
I,
a quick run to to the driveway or garage or something, but out and about, like,
I struggle with walking my dog with my bonnet on. So I don't know. I think I
oh,
don't
so
want.
you out there in the public with bonnets too?
I struggle with it. Sometimes I'll take them out if it's early in the morning. I might take them out and wear my bonnet and take them out and then come back in. But I'm not. You're not gonna catch me in the grocery store. You're not gonna catch me at the Wawa getting me a cup of coffee. I mean, and I hate to say that it's classism or socioeconomic
I
status.
don't
I don't
care
know.
who it is. And then
No,
the
no.
slippers, I'm just like, I mean, it's like you dressed up like this to go. Like you got on slippers. There she is. You
So
got
you
on
wouldn't see no
slippers and the
professional.
bonnet.
Hey,
Say what?
Hey, I
you
tell
wouldn't
you,
see no
having a
professional
laptop,
like that.
I had to use my cell phone.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You're right, Candy. They not only have on bonnets and slippers, but they have on pajamas.
Well, they be up
It's
at the
crazy,
school.
JD. We talking about people. This one guy, Malcolm, that went to school with us. He sent us a video
Uh-huh.
of this comedian talking about how girls are dressing now. They're going outside with bonnets, slippers, pajamas on.
Oh yeah, I hate
Just
that.
it was like, yeah, this is it's not a good look. It's
Right.
really
You know,
not a good look. But anyway,
if
we're gonna get into the topic at hand. Oh, and he,
yes,
and the head pad
girl, if I got a 5 a.m.
with the
flight,
gum.
I ain't got time to get dressed. So,
Oh my
I
God.
just had one and I was fully dressed. Okay. I can't do it. Maybe it's my age. I can't do it. I can't do it.
yeah, you old and you bougie.
I
Well,
cannot do it.
see,
I don't.
Call me what you will, baby, but you won't catch me with a bonnet in the grocery store or on the airplane.
Hey,
no.
Candy.
It ain't happening.
Hey,
It is
Hey,
not
hey.
happening. You your
your
phone
ring
can
light.
we can only
Oh
see part of
my
you from
ring.
your ring light.
Okay, I'm gonna just take it off because I had it for the
We
laptop.
ready. Let me see if I can make this bigger.
Okay, that
'Cause
is
that way
better.
we can see
Yeah,
you a
that's
little bit
better.
better.
Yes, yes,
Hey,
yes.
y'all.
Hey,
Well,
thank
hey
you for the
Jada. My
word.
face looking so big up in the thing.
I know
Thank
it. I was
you.
like, I wanted this to be on my laptop instead of my cell phone.
Right.
But
That's
okay,
okay.
however it
On
works.
my like, iPad or whatever. So we invited you because we follow you. We followed your story, and you know we just because we know you and we went to high
Mhm.
school with you. We kind of felt your pain. I know you were
Mhm.
so happy. I know Candy was at your wedding and everything. But tell us a little bit about you and your story from being coming from a wife to widow. Tell us about yourself.
Man, I don't even know where to start. Well, he and I met. It's crazy. He and I met when I broke up with my fiance, and my oldest son was had been arrested or something like that, and I needed my storage unit to be cleaned out, and so my son sent him to clean it out because he and my oldest son Quan, his uncle Lamont, the two of
Mm-hmm.
them were friends.
Mhm.
And so that's how he knew him. And he was like, Mom, I'm gonna send him over there to help you to clean out the storage and everything. And me and the fiance had broken up. And so he was flirting with me, and I was like, dude, just
Mm-hmm.
help me clean out this daggone storage unit. I ain't got time for this foolishness. Just help me clean this storage unit out. And it was me and Malika, my daughter, my youngest, and we were cleaning it out. And then from there, he and I just became friends. And
Mm-hmm.
he was seeing someone, so that was another reason. And I had just ended the relationship with the guy that I was engaged to, so I wasn't interested in being with anybody else. I was like, that was enough. Me and that guy ended up getting back together, and that became like a roller coaster. And he was just like on the side, just being supportive and being my friend. um and then we started talking. Well, then I was supposed to move to Texas. My dad lives in Texas, and I was like, okay, the kids are grown now, let me work on my own life and have built a relationship with my dad. And so he and I talked, and I was supposed to move to Texas. I think it was the spring of 2021. It was
Mm.
the middle of COVID. Well,
Mm.
that week that I was supposed to move, The bridge closed on the way to Texas. There was some kind of structural damage on the bridge. I think it was I-44 that leads out of Memphis into Arkansas. That bridge went down. It was like 3 things happened in a week.
Wow.
And that's what was my cue. I was like, okay, well, maybe Texas is not as supposed to be in the queue for right now. And then I called him because he and I were friends. I said, I bet you probably been praying. He's Muslim. So I was like, you probably been praying to Allah that I stay in this godforsaken city.
Not godforsaken.
I'm trapped here. I'm trying to live my best life. And you praying over there that I get stuck here. And he was like, no, you know how I feel about you. I want the best for you. I was like, okay. So, we rekindled our friendship and started talking a little bit more during that time. And then we married December. He asked me in October, would I marry him? I thought when he asked, would I marry him someday? And so I was like, yeah, I think I would marry you. And he was like, yes. He was all excited. And I was like, hold on. You mean someday, right?
Someday.
Not today.
I said,
one day in the future.
Yeah, one day in the future, but not like right now. Because, I had a really nice single life.
Today.
I was not interested in getting married. I had really settled in just being single and being by myself and me and my dog and, working out. And, I'm an empty nester. The kids are finally grown. All 3 of them or one of them is not, in a revolving door. So I was just like, okay, hey, JD is getting ready to get her life back. And nope, I end up married a month later.
Wow.
So I took him to.
It was meant to be.
Yeah,
It was definitely meant to be.
I took him to visit my great aunt who's 90. I think she was 95 at the time. And I said, if Auntie can vet him and see, because I went through this really bad breakup with this other guy. So I was just like, I'm gonna need another set of eyes because I didn't trust myself. So I took him
like rebounding or
right.
Yeah.
Right. So I took him to Auntie and I said, Auntie, I said, what do you think? And she was like, you're gonna marry him. And right there, a month later, we were married.
Wow. A month later. Wow.
A month later, we were married. We got married Islamically. It's really not that big of a deal. It's more like a table signing. We thought that the imam was a registered Virginia officiant, but he wasn't. So we ended up having to do it legally like a month later after that. But yeah, we got married a month later. Jelly.
So,
girl, we got animals that like to bark while we talking too.
I'm not barking. So let me ask you. This might be petty.
Well, I want to show y'all something. Hold on. I want to show y'all something real quick. So hold on.
Okay. I'll give her a minute.
Oh.
Jalicia, place the ring on Hanif's finger and repeat after me.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay, as this ring.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I thought that was so cute.
So the story behind that was he surprised me with the ring. I suggested one style ring, and he went way above and beyond what I asked for, and he gave me something else. And so I was just like, "Oh my goodness."
Mhm. Wow.
Yeah. But y'all, he was such a great husband. It make me want to cry right now.
How long did you have him?
42 weeks.
Wow. Not even a full year.
Yep, 42 weeks.
42 weeks.
We had just went to
Ah,
had our not our anniversary, our honeymoon the month before.
Wow. At least got to experience that.
Yep. And 2 months before that I tested positive with a baby.
I thought you were gonna say for COVID with a baby.
Yep, he didn't have any children, and he wanted a baby. And I said, I've always said that I wouldn't mind having a pregnancy within the
Mm-hmm.
confines of a marriage, because I knew what it was like to have children outside of a marriage and raise
Mm-hmm.
children, as a single parent. So, my idea was, hey, I think this will be great, is the way God designed it anyway. And then 3 weeks prior to his death, I had a miscarriage.
Oh my goodness.
oh my God.
And he took it so, the doctors and the nurses had to console him.
Oh.
He was crying profusely, and I didn't even know how to respond to it because I had never seen anything like that before. I
Mm-mm.
never seen a pregnancy affect a man in that way.
Well, was it more so not so much the pregnancy, but the loss?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And so he cried and cried and cried and cried
Oh.
and cried. And so I don't know, dealing with that and dealing with, one, I'm 50 and pregnant. So I'm like, Lord, we
It's
used to
been done. We know it's been done.
we
It
used to
has
go
been
back and
done.
forth about it. And he was like,
Hmm.
I would joke with him all the time. I was like, you just need to marry your young girl so that, you can have a baby. He was like, well, apparently old coochie can get pregnant too.
Well,
So that was,
tell us about um because I know you I was following you after everything happened and you would get on and talk about things and you started from wife to widow. Tell us about that journey.
um, I never imagined that I would be a wife.
Really?
I never, nope. I really had settled in my heart that I was going to live my remaining days single.
Wow.
And I had settled
Mm,
in that thought with God that, hey, I'm going to be single. Um, I'm going to, covet my life in a way where it's honorable to other women. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I never have.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that God would use my ministry for young women, young adult women. And when I met
Mm-hmm.
him years ago, I still was just like, he's just okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but this year being a wife was like, wow,
Mm.
this is awesome. This is really beautiful. This is what I believe every woman who aren't called to celibacy desires,
Mm-hmm.
to have a partner, to have someone that loves them, that honors them, that wants to take care of them, who is willing to provide what they need before they even know what they need. before they can even speak in
Mm-hmm.
terms of their heart, that the man has studied them to a point where you don't even have to say anything. They just automatically do it. And he
Wow.
was that kind of husband. And I believe that's what God needed me to experience uh, during this marriage. Being a widow is has been probably even harder than being a wife.
Wow.
People feel like they need to fix you. When I talk to guys, you know, they are nice, but when they hear that I'm a widow, it's like I need to discard her. Like she's not worthy to
Hmm.
be loved again or married again. I'm in a widow group on Facebook, and that's
Mm-hmm.
one of the top topics that we talk about often. That it's easy for men who are widows to remarry, but it's hard for women because men, I guess, see us as used property.
Really? I would never think that way. It's not
Yeah,
like it's something
Wow.
it's
like something
really,
that you've done or something that you caused. That if you were the black widow and you know doing stuff to harm them, that's one thing. But why
yep,
would they? I mean, that's just so ridiculous to me that
yeah.
they would think of you that way. Like it's something that you did. Like you're at fault for something. That's,
And when they come to your house and they view the body, and the police and everybody come, they ask you a million questions because they first see you as the person who did it.
right. So, do you
Are
mind
you
sharing
serious?
how what happened, or did you find him,
Um,
or was
yeah,
it?
yep, we were on the
Wow.
phone. So October 8th, I had was working. I was working towards being off every other weekend. So this was I was working a full day, and that particular week he had a lot of congestion.
Hmm.
By Thursday, I said to him, I said, "Hon, I think," because he was waking up in the middle of the night and was waking me up, and I was like, "I think you might need to go see a doctor
Mm-hmm.
because you don't sound right." And he was like, "No, I'm okay." And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "You keep taking these kids Zyrtex." I said, "But I honestly think you need to go to the hospital because you cannot get that congestion out of you." So that was Thursday.
Right.
Friday, he got up for normal prayer, went to work, did his normal stuff. I went to work. Friday night, we went for like a 3 mile walk. He's the one who holds the dog. So we walked for about 3 miles, came back. Saturday, he got up, normal stuff again. He's still coughing. I'm still saying to him, "I think you need to go to a doctor. You don't sound right."
Mm-hmm.
He did all of his normal stuff. I was at work. He would send me a picture every Saturday when he would leave the barbershop. And I looked at this picture for this Saturday, and I was just like, so he looks weird. I said, "Well, maybe he's tired because he's been coughing all night, all week.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't been resting." So we talked. I got off work at 3 o'clock. We had wedding gifts that was and I put in my storage unit. So I was like, "Well, let's use some of the wedding gifts. Let's set up the backyard. I'm not working anymore. The wedding is over. The honeymoon is over. Let's create an oasis in the backyard." So I went to Lowe's, picked up some stuff, went to Home Goods. We were on the phone the whole time talking. He's telling me about his day. I'm telling him about my day. He was like, "Okay, well, my friends are in town from Pennsylvania and we're going to go to dinner. So hurry up and get home." So I was like, "Okay." He was like, "I love you." We hang the phone up. I drive home. It's about 10 minutes because I live right here in Short Pump. I'm leaving Home Goods on Broad in Short Pump. About 10, 15 minutes, maybe 12 minutes at best. I pull up. Everything he said he was going to do is going to let the dog out. The dog is outside barking. The Transmission fluid is in the front yard. The front door is open, and I walk in, and he's sitting on the floor.
Mm.
It. I was thinking to myself, like, he's so OCD that he's sitting on the floor. I was like, that's odd. But okay, so I walk in, I'm talking. He's not saying anything. I'm talking again. Now I'm walking and talking towards him, and he's not moving. He's not saying anything. And I get over to him. His eyes are open. The sweat is on his brow. And something in me said, pick up his hand. And I picked up his hand, and it just dropped down. And I lost it. I ran next door and got my
Mm.
neighbor. She came over, and I moved the ottoman out of the way and laid him down right here in the living room and began to follow what 911 told me to do.
Oh.
And what,
Mm.
12, 15 minutes later, from a conversation of, I love you, I'll be right there, hurry up and get home. And I come home, and he's gone.
Oh my goodness.
And it's been, it blows me away every time I come in here. The dog, when I pulled up, my dog had been barking like really crazy. So I'm thinking either he sees me, but the door wasn't wide open enough for him to know that it was me. So I'm thinking that maybe it's a dog in the backyard that he sees. And so he's, tripping off that animal. And then I realized that he watched the whole thing,
Mm.
and he was
Mm.
barking at him. And so,
Mm.
yeah, I just, I don't know. When I look back
Well,
over it
tell us
now,
about.
I think that he knew he was sick.
You think so?
I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I
because
think he
why
knew.
would he, like, I was just wondering, like, why wouldn't he go to the doctor? Like,
He had been
that's
going.
about some.
He had been going to the doctor, and that was the thing.
Oh, okay. So
He
he,
knew.
yeah.
He knew. He didn't tell me.
Wow.
He and his nurse were tight, and she let me get his medical records,
Mm.
and so I got all 275 pages of them,
Wow.
and I read through them, and they had been telling him pretty much from the time we got married that he was diabetic, he had high blood pressure, he had all these issues, and people don't know. I'm telling you now that when you go to the doctor, they scribe everything you say. And
Mm-hmm.
so he's telling them that I don't want to tell my wife right now. I'm going to talk to her about it later. I'm going to work on my diet. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to work on that. And he just didn't. And he didn't tell me. As a matter of fact, he didn't tell anybody.
Wow.
If it were not for the fact that I got those medical records, I would have never known.
How old was he, JD?
52.
Wow. That's young.
Yep.
Sounds like he just wanted to live in the moment.
Yep. He was in love. I was in love. We were in love.
Mm.
And he wanted to experience it. And he gave me the best 42 weeks of my life.
Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
Mr. McGee.
42 weeks.
Yep. The time it takes to form a baby in your belly.
Wow. Do you feel any guilt sometimes?
Hmm.
Um, Initially I did
Okay.
because
I think it's normal. That's why I
yeah,
asked. It's normal.
initially I did feel some guilt because his family blamed me for his death
Mm.
and made comments, and it was crazy. And so I had to let go of that because I started to kind of internalize it myself, like, well, was it my fault? Was I trying to change him?
Mhm.
Because I
Mhm.
created boundaries like any wife would do. Every
Mhm.
wife will create boundaries around their spouse because now it's no longer about you individually, it's about you and him.
Right. How'd your kids adjust to you having a husband?
Right.
Oh, they ain't like it.
What they
All
did?
of Oh my goodness, they was all tripping.
They so
Yep.
used to having you by yourself for so
Yep.
long.
Yep. They were tripping. The only one who wasn't tripping was Quan,
That's your oldest baby, right?
the oldest one. Yep.
I remember him. He was so cute.
Yeah, but yeah, the other two they were tripping. They were crazy, but they
So tell
saw
us,
how
tell
much
us.
he loved me, and they
Okay.
saw how he took care of me,
Mm-hmm.
and that softened their heart towards him.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters, really, to
Yes.
be honest. It's
Mm-hmm.
how they treat you and
Yep.
how they make you feel.
Yep.
But tell us how you got to the point you are now, because um you looking real strong, girl. To have
What
gone
point? I
since you
gotta
have
say, what
just
point
gone
is
through
that?
this.
Yeah.
uh, well, I have a very strong faith community. I belong to a mentoring group called Grow with Gabby for the past so I think 2018, 2017, and I've been a part of that group, and she works on your emotional health, your spiritual health, your physical health. And it's a community of women. We go on retreats once a year. I haven't gone on the last few retreats because they go to Mexico, and I'm not a fan. But but yeah, I've been a part of that group, and I've been a student of the Word. You know, I'm a licensed ordained minister. I was
Yeah.
licensed from Cedar Street in February of 2016. I was ordained from Faith Landmark in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm a student of the Word. I'm a student of prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm cognizant of how I treat people. So when this came, I'm not gonna lie, the enemy played with I literally would come in the house after work and not leave out. And the enemy played with my
Mm-hmm.
head and my thoughts for a good about
Mm-hmm.
3 months. You know, do anybody care about me? You know, what if my kids, how would they feel if I was gone? And
Mm-hmm.
um it was
Really?
probably, yeah, it was probably I was missing him so bad because he wasn't just my husband, he was my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
That's
so
what matters.
it wasn't so much that I lost my husband, also lost my friend. I lost my confidant. I lost someone that I could trust with all of my secrets
Mm.
and all of the things that I've experienced in life. I could talk to him about that.
No judgment.
And it was no judgment.
Mm-hmm.
The good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. And I was missing him. And one day, it's probably a few months ago, back in January, he came to me in a dream, and
Mm.
it was like he had been away on a business trip. And I'm telling him about everything that's gone on, and I miss him. And he was like, "Hey, I want you to come with me. I came back to get you." And y'all, it was
Oh.
Mm.
so real. Like I'm talking to you right now. That's how real it was.
Oh.
And I
Mm.
said to him, I was like, "I can't go with you right now." I said, "I got to go to work."
Mm.
And one of my faith friends said, she said, "Yeah," she said, "and your work is not literal work. Your work is the work of the Lord."
Mm-hmm. That is something. Wow.
And that helped me kind of like snap out of it
Uh-huh.
and realize, okay, JD, it's okay to mourn. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to miss him. But you are a part of the land of the living.
Right.
And now your job will be to share this experience with everybody else.
Mm.
And
Mm.
so that's how I kind of, and also I go to therapy.
No, I would say
I see,
therapist.
I see a therapist.
But let me ask you, when stuff like that happens, people don't know what to say. What did you need or did not need? You know, because
Yeah,
how can people comfort somebody in with a loss like that?
people don't know what to say. People
They
told
don't.
me that he was Muslim, so that's why God took him.
What?
People
Who would be
told,
that insensitive?
Why would somebody tell you that?
yeah, yep. People say he's Muslim, so that's why God took him. Y'all were not supposed to be together, so that's why he's dead and you're here.
Who are these people?
Yeah. Oh, I heard it all. So, um, I just learned to like block it out. One thing that I'm good at saying no,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm good at creating boundaries. And so, even though I knew that they were saying that kind of foolishness, I just blocked it out and realized that they want to help, but they just don't know how to.
Well, I don't think in any situation that would be appropriate to say.
Yeah, but yeah,
That
Never. No.
yep. But a lot of people. Matter of fact, um, some people stopped talking to me because he was Muslim.
Now I do believe that because there's some ignorant people out here.
Yep, they stopped
wow.
talking to me because he was Muslim, and I said to myself, I was like, even if you wanted to evangelize him, you missed out on that opportunity by being judgmental.
Absolutely.
Mm.
They forget that there's a person, you know,
Behind the religion, yeah.
my religion is what I do, what
Right,
I am.
right.
I'm still the person behind
Hmm.
my religion.
And he was a good person. I mean, will give you the shirt off your his back person.
I
At the
missed it. Did he have kids or
Nope,
your
he didn't
girl was
have any
the first
children.
one? Okay.
Nope, he didn't have any children.
Yeah, she
Oh, that
said
might be
he
why he
didn't have
took
any
it so
children.
hard.
Yeah, his brother has about 13 children.
Mm.
Wow.
That's a
Well,
whole nother
that
that's a
sounds
whole
very familiar.
nother podcast.
That sounds that sounds very
Girl,
familiar.
that sound like it. 13 children. And he Muslim as well?
No, he was the only one in his family who was Muslim. And
Oh, okay.
after being married to him and asking him and inquisiting him on, how did he come to convert to Islam, I
Mm.
learned that he wanted community. He wanted family. He wanted the relationship. He wanted to have personal rapport with people.
Mm.
And he wasn't getting that within his family. What he
Mm.
was getting from his family was
Mm.
being used and what can I give you or what can I do for you?
Well, unfortunately, that's why they were mad with you
Yeah,
because
right.
they cut off their supply. They
I
so
cut, I
upset.
slam off
That's
nothing.
so ridiculous.
Cold turkey on them. Yep, I
That's
did cold.
good though. You know when enough is enough, and that's good
Mhm.
for you because a lot
Mhm.
of people don't know when enough is enough and having to deal with people and they kind of go into depression based off of what somebody else is saying versus saying back off of me. You're not good for me.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
So that's good that you knew that.
And
So how?
hmm?
I
No,
want to read something.
go ahead.
I want to read something that you wrote on March 29th.
Mhm.
And because I've been following you in the background. Just, when you
Mhm.
when you see somebody going through stuff, you just kind of want to, make sure they okay. And when I
Mhm.
read this, I was like, okay, she's finding her way back. It said, the twinkle in my eye is coming back because I'm the apple of his eye. The past few months, I've been in a very dark place. Grief is a monster that you cannot do alone. Thankful for my friends, therapy, and the prayers of support. Hashtag wife to widow. And this picture, I don't know if y'all can see it, that smile. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, you know what? She gonna be able to help some people and she don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
She don't even know it because people silently watch you like me.
Mm-hmm.
And you gonna help some people because You figured it out. You still figuring it out. You're
Hmm.
not letting
Mhm.
people treat you like just any old thing.
Right.
But it's amazing you got one of our old teachers on here.
Yeah, he says, I've got to go, but I want to say I'm proud of you three wonderful ladies. You have made me so proud of you and the fantastic women you have become. That includes you too, Candy. By the way, Christians need to research Islam. It is one of the three religions that are covered by the Abrahamic covenant.
Hmm.
Ishmael was ordained by God to start a nation. JD, I also became an ordained minister 3 years ago.
Oh, that's so nice. That was was that Mr.
So you
McGee?
probably,
Miss McGee.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
think, yo, what's your
that was
husband's
Mr.
name?
McGee.
Hanif.
I think he is talking through that dog because he is really like, I don't know. He
He
is,
sees someone outside. I'm gonna have to close the door because that's what he keeps looking at. Some, I think it's a cat
oh, okay.
that's out there. But yeah,
Mhm.
I've had to
I just
really,
wanna I
really
just wanna say
work.
how proud I am of you.
Hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, we're definitely proud of you. I know it's been some work. I know it's
It's
been a
been
lot of
some.
work.
It's been some work.
Yes,
My
yes, it
One of my
has.
clients gave me a 4-book series. It's like a little mini book, probably about 20 pages,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Mm-hmm.
read. It's 4 of them, so you read them consecutively. And I'm on the 3rd book now, where it's talking about you cannot not grieve.
Right. And it's no time
Oh,
frame,
you
it's
got
no
to.
time limit. It's
Yeah.
you'll never get over it. You'll just learn
Hmm.
to deal with it. You'll just learn to that life will go on, and you will use your pain. Your pain has a purpose, and God prepared you to be able to deal with this. The
Hmm.
old Jada may not have been able to cope with this and deal with this, or
No.
to be able to regroup, but He was preparing you. I mean,
Hmm.
you had two major losses in a very short period of time. The
Hmm.
average person would be like, "What
Yep.
the hell?" But
Hmm.
you've been able to go through the stuff and to be in a position where you're getting better.
Right.
How do you feel? How long did it take you to kind of be a little bit more comfortable in your home? Because I would be like, "Oh no, I'm moving out this house. I can't do it." How has that been?
Um, I moved out of our bedroom about a month after he passed, and I sleep in the bedroom that he would pray in.
Wow.
Um, and I haven't returned back to the bedroom that we shared together. Uh, and so I don't know. Some days it's hard. I come in here and it's hard. Uh, let's see. It's been 8 months, probably 6 months. It's been about 2 months ago that I've actually come downstairs and I sit in the living room.
Wow.
As far as his belongings, they are all still in the same place it was when he passed. I haven't
But
touched
it's,
anything. I haven't
Take your
touched anything.
time. You gotta
it's
take
only been
take
six
your
or seven
time.
months.
Yep,
Yeah, it's only been
it's been 8 months. I haven't
8
touched
months.
anything. Some days I want to deal with it because I want to make space, and then I look at it and you know I think about how would he feel, or is this too fast? And then I say, you know what, JD, just leave it alone, and I
What
just leave it alone.
What gave you the strength to make
It's
it through the holidays, the new year, his birthday, your birthday?
Well, now that is going to ask me in a few months. His birthday is our wedding day.
Oh my goodness. When is your wedding day again?
Oh wow.
Our Christian wedding is June 18th. That's his wedding. That's his birthday.
That's next month.
Yeah.
I
So I am
don't
doing
know.
a commemorative photo shoot with my
Nice.
dress and flowers.
Maybe her
Hmm.
phone went out. But this,
If
okay, there
she
you
gets
go.
stuck. We can't I don't think we can hear
Oh,
we
somebody else
can't hear
called.
you. Oh. Well, I just want to say it is I mean, she did a good job not letting people tell her how to
Mm-hmm.
grieve. You know, a
They
lot of
know where to
time
go.
people want to tell you how to grieve. They want to tell you how long you should grieve
Mm-hmm.
and, how to help you through it. And sometimes you don't want to get help through it. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
understand it. And like she said, she's not ready to move the clothes and all that stuff. And that's okay. That's okay. People
Right.
will tell you, oh, it's taking too long. It's taking too long. No, no, it's not. And she might have to
Come out and come back in.
get out and log back in.
Yeah. I can't believe the
But
people
that's
say
my, I
those
mean, I was
horrible
looking through her
things to
page.
her.
She's say what?
I can't believe those people were saying those horrible things. Like, who could be just that insensitive to say things like that?
People are idiots. You know that as a counselor. Some people are idiots. They do crazy stuff. They don't think first before they say stuff, or just don't say anything at all if you don't know
Mm-mm.
what to say.
Mm-mm. Yes. Mr. B
It's
said,
it's it's sad.
yeah, hopefully she'll
So
sign back.
what?
He left a comment on your Facebook page, and Candace like, it's very ignorant, Candy. Candy, I
People
know
are
you were at
very
that wedding.
insensitive.
You were at that wedding, and you were able to share with them.
Okay.
All right.
There she's back.
My grandson was calling me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
My grandson kept calling me. Well, so
Well, we
what
are.
was your question? What was your last
I
question?
think you were telling us how you were going to commemorate him on your
Oh, okay.
anniversary
So
birthday.
I saved, the photographer did not take a lot of pictures of the details from our wedding day. And so I have everything. And so I told him, I said, okay, well, on our 1 year anniversary, we will have a party and we'll use all the same stuff again,
Nice.
not knowing that I would be doing this without him. So I saved everything. And then I have a photographer that's a cinematography
Mm-hmm.
person, and she's going to create a short film, and I'll do a voiceover, and I'll wear my ring, and we'll go to different parts of Richmond, places that he and I will go walk in and spend time at together. And so that's what I'm doing.
Okay. What do you miss the most about him? The way he made you laugh? How? What do you miss the most about him?
He was OCD. And at first, it used to get on my nerves. Um, and he would clean and clean and clean, and then I would go behind him and fix it the way I like it. And then the Lord was like, what are you doing? Like, let that man do what he's gonna do. And so I stopped doing that, and I let him do it, and that's by far what I miss the most. I would come home, he made the bed, he cleaned the kitchen, he took out the
Oh,
trash, he vacuumed the house, he put gas in the car, he kept the car
wow.
clean. Like, he was on it. You know how some women have to say, hey, hon, take out the trash or do
Mm-hmm.
this or do that. I didn't have to do that with him at all. He was so perceptive and so forward thinking that he would do stuff that I didn't even realize I needed until he did it.
Wow. What did he leave you with? How did when I said that? How did he change your life? What are you left with?
Uh, he left me with the way he loved me. His love was protective.
Oh, look,
And
Lord, now I'm about
That's
to
good.
cry. Lord Jesus.
it was protective. It wasn't pushy. Even though we shared different faiths, it wasn't, you need to do this or you need to do that. He allowed me to still be JD and be his wife too. And then the way he loved my grandkids.
So,
Mm,
The way he loved your grandbabies.
the way he loved those grandbabies.
and how did they love him?
And they
Have a nickname
loved
for
him
him?
right on back. You would have thought he's known them their whole life.
Wow.
Oh wow. What did they call him?
Pops.
And he probably, that was probably his whole world.
His whole world. My
Yeah.
granddaughter, she said to me, when we go out to his burial, she was like, Gigi, you got to get married again
Mm.
because
Mm.
I want Pops back. And
Oh.
I say, Maya, we're not going to get Pops back, but I will pray that God will send a man who will love us the way he loved us, but also who will honor what he
Mm.
brought to our life and not
Mm.
try to force me to erase him.
Wow. I know he came at a point where you were kind of in between, um, or leaving the other guy. Did it take you a while to open your heart to receive that kind of love? Because sometimes we've been through so much stuff that it takes us time to be able to open up to receive that type of love that he
Yes.
provides. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it did. And then when you're loved well, and loved in a healthy way,
Mm-hmm.
it can bring out some dysfunction in you that you don't even realize that's hidden in them crevices.
Right.
And you have to be a person who's willing to be transparent
And do the
and
work.
vulnerable, and who's willing to communicate and say, hey, I'm feeling a certain kind of way, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at things a certain kind of way. Can we talk about this? And that's one thing that he did. He definitely, he listened and then he respond.
Mm.
He did not listen to respond.
Mm.
He really took in everything that I was saying, and then he gave me an answer. Or he didn't say anything. He just let me vent and we moved on from it. And so it was an experience that,
That's good,
sometimes
because
I'm
a
not
lot of
going to,
men don't know how to do that.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'm scared to put myself out there again. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of times I'm scared to put myself out there again because I don't want to compare.
Mm.
I don't want to make another guy feel like what can he really bring to the table compared to what Hanif did.
Now, Candy said you gave him a hard time at first.
Oh, I did. Because
Mm-hmm.
he was most I really
Mm-hmm.
gave him a hard time. He chased me down. like a lion and a gazelle.
Mm-hmm.
He really chased me down.
Not a lion and a gazelle.
I'm
Uh-oh,
serious.
she's still.
I'm
He knew
telling
what
you.
he wanted.
He knew what he wanted. And he would tell me all the time. He said, "It's you or nothing."
Wow. You really made a mark on his life.
Wow.
Yep.
You
He
probably
said,
made him so
Wow.
happy. You probably
mm-hmm,
gave him everything that he wanted and needed. And as short as the time was, it meant everything to him.
mm-hmm. And I created the wedding centered around him. Pictures of him, pictures of his family, pictures of us, everything that we had been doing over the weeks prior. And so I wanted to showcase how much he loved me. And I wanted people who came to the wedding to see that love. But yeah, he definitely chased me down because I
That's
was just
great.
like, no, 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 no.
So I got a question for you. For
Mhm.
women that are going through the same thing, what would you suggest for them? What would you what would be the first thing that you would tell them? Because I do have another friend that went through the situation as well, and her husband passed during COVID, and she's doing some of the same things that you're doing. I noticed. I was comparing you two, and what would you say to her?
What I would say to her or any woman experiencing this is find a healthy group of women. Get yourself connected to community. It is really going to be important for you to connect to your female friends,
Mm.
a
Mm,
group that you can be transparent in, a group that you can talk about him. You can just be vulnerable because now what I'm experiencing, I guess we could be honest on here.
yes,
I'm
ma'am.
having, I'm going through the change, and
Yes.
I was going through it somewhat, in the when we that 42 weeks of us being married, I was just having hot flashes, and so he would, you know, we newly married, so of course we like jackrabbits, and he want to cuddle and touch, and he was very affectionate, like overly affectionate. That something I had to get used to.
Hmm.
But I would say to him, I was like, dude, if we're not gonna have sex, you gotta slide over.
It be hot up in there.
It's hot up in here.
Yes. Move.
So
Body
I,
heat. I don't
I
want that
right.
right now.
I know you in love, but your girl is steaming.
Oh my goodness.
On
The air
fire.
on.
Girl,
The air
and then
on.
and then the attitudes start coming, and it's like if you
Right,
don't get off of me, I'm
right.
hot.
So now I'm single and I'm a widow. And now the sweat is being accompanied with, the hot flashes are being accompanied with sweat. And
Mm.
so now I'm thinking, man, how am I going to go on a date and I start sweating?
I be honest, child.
I'm gonna show you.
A
I'm
little
gonna
fan,
show you.
a little fan of something. I
And
told you we need to be
This
talking
right
about this
here.
stuff.
This Lucy girl. This is Lucy. Lucy be in my purse, and when I get hot, I done used her so much that the battery dead. I put her down here and just hold her a little bit. Nobody don't know. And I just because
then,
this
then I
morning
was,
at work I had her up here.
I try
I'm
to
like, Lord,
tell people.
somebody
I
help
try
me,
to tell
Jesus.
people we need to do something on how our bodies are changing in this menopause stuff. I promise
right,
you, I'm
We're gonna
up.
do it. We're gonna
I
do it.
I promise you, I'm up 3 o'clock in the morning every morning.
right,
Don't ask me why.
right, right.
Me too. Me too.
Hmm. So yeah, I would say definitely connect yourself to community. That is going to really be your saving grace because there are times where we want to disconnect from the world.
Hold on, Jada. Did he say powder? Don't he know Johnson and Johnson got a darn
Oh my,
lawsuit
right,
going on? Don't know
right,
use no powder
Man,
for John.
boy, if you don't, we stopped using powder and antiperspirants a long time ago.
long
You
time
trying to give
ago.
us cancer?
Right, trying to
Yes.
give us all kinds of cancer. My doctor won't even give me
Mm.
estrogen because it leads to breast cancer.
Estrogen does.
Yep.
Wow.
The patches lead to breast cancer. It creates an onset of more hormones in your body that you can actually take.
God take us through all these changes because He know we can handle it.
Right. Right. So I was just like, geez. So then I'm thinking, okay, what if I want to, be with a man someday?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm sweating, and then I'm hearing about these women who have dryness in that area. So
Yes.
so yeah, so you just need to be in a community.
I think you're
And
overthinking, ma'am, but I hear you.
yeah, yes, and that's why you need community, because your friends who love
Well,
you
you
and care
looking
about you,
good.
You do
thank
look
you,
good.
they will help you vet all of
What,
those
John? This a P.
crazy.
Look, John, this a PG.
You're right.
Tell me some lubricate.
We're gonna block you. We're
Right.
gonna block you, Pastor Kelby.
Yeah, your
But that's
friends will
real
help you
stuff.
vet.
But
They,
he is right though.
yeah, they will help you vet your thoughts and vet the negative thoughts, give you perspective even on, some of your craziness.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine, I was telling her, this week, I said, sometimes I'm falling apart. And she said, yeah. She said, but you're falling apart in God.
Mm.
There's a difference.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, so that's what I'm saying. We can say things that come across in a negative way, but when we have healthy friendships and relationships, they can give you that perspective that you're not going to see, because in the moment you're emotional. You're in the moment
Right.
you are missing your spouse. You're missing what they brought to your life. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's another reason why they didn't give me like antidepressants and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, because she was like, it doesn't look like you need that.
What does that
and
look
Right.
like?
and I wanted to feel all of my emotions.
Mm.
So I think that's a big difference too. Some people want to hide and cower down, and want to take medication because they don't want to feel it. I wanted to feel it. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to journal about it. I wanted to figure out, where this is coming from. Um, and in grief, it unravels past stuff too.
Mm-hmm. So
Mm.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
messy now. So the previous fiance, did he support you during this time?
Oh no, I haven't heard from him in
Mm.
3 years. When he left in 2019, I haven't seen him or heard from him since.
Wow.
And when I got married, the week I got married, we went to Shore Pump Town Center, and we were in
Mm-hmm.
the mall, and we were standing in line, and his cousin, the previous fiance's cousin, was standing in line behind me. And he was like, JD, how are you? He asked me about him. And I
Mm.
was like, I haven't
Mm.
seen him. And then I introduced him to my husband.
I
He
know
was
that's
like,
right.
what? You
Nothing
got
wrong with
married?
that.
I was like, yeah. I was like, I ain't thinking about your cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since I've been in grief, there have been times where I did think about him.
Mm.
But I had a girlfriend who knew about that relationship, and she helped me work through why he popped up.
Oh yeah. Loneliness and
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Trauma
Yeah.
from him, and
Mm-hmm.
now I'm in trauma, and so trauma likes to live together. It likes to bond with
One
other
thing you
people.
told me last week, you had an emotional intelligence class. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I don't even know how I got into this program, y'all. I am taking seminary classes through Virginia Union,
Mm-hmm.
Evan Smith program. And I was just in church talking to a friend of mine's wife. Her husband and I were licensed together. And so she was like, JD, I know the person. She would say, grief opens the door to unresolved grief. Yep.
Absolutely, Jeanette, a counselor too. She definitely knows. She's a therapist too.
Yep. It sure does. So I was talking to her about um, potentially getting back into the program and getting back into ministry. And she was like, "Oh, well,
Mhm.
I know the leader. I'll call him." And 12 weeks ago, I started.
Wow.
So the first class was on discipleship. I did that for 6 weeks. And then the second class was this class, emotional intelligence. And we just talked about how to deal with obstacles. Oh, he said wise choice.
Mhm.
Um, how to deal with obstacles, how to respond instead of reacting. What else? And just we just talked about how the brain processes new information through neuroplasticity and the neurotransmitters and all of that stuff. And so how to be an active listener
Mm.
and not to take things personal
That's
when people
important.
bring things to us, and to also ask
Hmm.
questions when people come to you, because I used to be a people pleaser.
Mm.
So I would allow people to come and dump all of their crap on me in my lab, call me, text me, send me emails. And I found myself in a revolving hamster wheel of constantly trying to fix everybody else. And I was depleting my own self.
Right.
So about 5 years ago, um, I learned to start saying no.
People don't realize how important this is. And look at this. He's
I
still
was
just
just telling Sharita that earlier today is that
yeah.
I need to learn how to say no.
Yep.
John, we see you still not short on confidence. Crazy stuff. Good to see when good people follow in your footsteps.
Yep. So this class, the next class I'm going to take is marketing and media in ministry.
Okay.
But the emotional
Okay.
intelligence class, it was pretty good. I can't say I learned anything that I didn't already know. It was more of a refresher
Mm-hmm.
for me, because I've been in constant work of myself
Mm.
prior to going through this process of losing my husband.
Right.
So,
And
this
that's
class.
probably why you're handling it like you are, because you
Mhm.
were already working on yourself.
Yep, I was working on myself. And it was a lot of things that I was working on him about as well, because he was also a people pleaser.
Mm.
So I could
Yeah.
identify a lot of things in him, and I created boundaries. And people, nobody likes boundaries.
They don't.
Yeah.
But the importance that.
Mhm.
Nope.
But
Okay.
yeah, this grief has it, like Jeanette said, it opens the door to unresolved grief.
Mm-hmm.
But because I worked on my mama issues and my daddy issues,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
being a single parent and raising my children and all of those things, I was able to um, process losing him a little bit better. It didn't make the loss better, easier, but I could put it in perspective, and I could see the gratefulness in the fact that God didn't put me in a position where I had to pull the plug,
Mm-hmm.
or I didn't have to be a full-time caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he didn't put me in a position where I would have to fight with his family
Mm-hmm.
over certain things. And so I was glad that his passing happened fast. I'm happy that it happened here at home because I could control it. I'm glad that he didn't die behind the wheel of a car driving home where he could have hurt someone else. And now I'm stuck with a lawsuit for, someone else's death.
You've been thinking,
So,
I mean,
hmm,
everything I said that's very positive the way that you're processing it. So you really thought this thing out.
yeah.
That's really just thought everything out. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
literally for a good 4 months in Islam they have something called the Itta, where widows in Islam are not supposed to leave the house unless they are working women for 4 months and 10 days. I didn't realize that I was following that until the 4 months and the 10 days were up.
Oh wow.
Mm.
And I could see why the Prophet Muhammad put that in place for Muslim women. Um, because for 4 months, literally, I did not leave. I worked and I came home.
Mm.
I worked and I came home.
Mm.
And it got to a really dark place to the point where my therapist was like, okay, it's time for you to come out the house. And when she said that, it was right past that 4 months and 10 days.
That is funny. Wow.
So yeah, I can speak to it from a Christian perspective, and I can
Mm-hmm.
speak to it from a Islamic perspective. And the what's been really weird to me sometimes is to see how the Muslim community has been more of a friend to me than my own community.
Wow. Even though you hadn't even converted to become.
Mhm. Yep. They
So
came they
did
came
you have a
mhm.
did you have any relationship with his family?
Nope.
Anybody in his family?
His,
Nobody?
his cousin, she and I are pretty tight, but the rest of them, no. His brother had 13 children, and that's 13 that they can account for.
Mm.
They believe it
Mm.
might be a little bit more. Eight of
Mm.
them, eight of them were at the wedding.
Wow.
But
Wow.
yeah, um, he confided in his brother, and that I'm gonna give you the real side of it. He towards the end, any little thing that we were arguing about, in a first year marriage,
Mm-hmm.
you are arguing about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
he was talking to his family about us and about our arguments, but I didn't know it until after he
Oh.
died.
Oh wow.
Mm.
And so I started hearing all of the gossip from everybody after he died. And so I had to really resolve that, because it was just like, wow,
Yeah.
did he love me? Because he didn't tell me that. He didn't talk to me about it. He talked to everybody else, so, and I had to hear
Mm-hmm.
from other people. And in therapy, my therapist said, you need to hold up the facts, the truth against a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And she taught me how to do that. What is the
Mm-hmm.
truth and what is the other stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And you need to hold those things up and weigh it against each other. And that is how I got through hearing all of the negative things that I was hearing about him and what he was doing outside of me and what he was saying. And then I was just like, he's talking to his brother, but I'm like, his brother got 13 kids. And what advice could he give on a solid marriage?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's been a
You're
lot.
right. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, I didn't
And
have
you
a good relationship.
steady and you on the upward climb. And I'm
Hmm. So, other than that,
uh,
I've just been working on myself and reading and studying and staying connected to people I know who's in my corner and
Mm-hmm.
care about me and who love me. And I stay away from the mad, the miserable, the manipulatives, and messy people.
What do you do, Jay? To share with our audience
and
what you
that's good because you have to you you have to stay away from those type of people. I mean, and I hate to say this, but in the industry that you work in, you meet those people all the time because where you talk about stuff at, the beauty
Mhm.
parlor,
Mhm.
barbershop,
Mhm.
so I commend you for just, dealing with everything. And on top of that, you find out that he's talking to his brother and you find out all these things. I commend you for all of that because, I know you're gonna have hills and valleys, but you found a way to keep yourself balanced. Um,
Mhm.
and even when you do feel like you have a valley that you want to sit in for a minute, I think that's okay as long as you have the ability to come out of it. I
Mhm.
think that's okay
Mhm.
because we
No,
need to acknowledge
Yeah.
our feelings, and a lot of us don't.
right.
A lot of us don't. And we're proud of you.
We're
Thank
We
very
are
proud of
very proud of you. That's
thank
why we
you.
wanted to bring you on here because we gotta let women know that this stuff is okay. Like older
you.
people tell you, girl, go ahead and you've been sitting in this for a minute. No,
Mhm.
it's okay. And we
Mhm.
need to talk, we need to let our women know that. And me and
Mhm.
Sharita thought it was a good idea to get you on here to help people
Mhm.
understand that you're gonna be okay in the end, but you gotta deal with your emotions. Because if you
Mhm.
don't, you're gonna have, I mean, you're gonna lose it,
Mhm. Mhm.
Def-
maybe at an inopportune time.
And
Definitely.
what I chose to do was not look at anything he did negatively. Even
Mm-hmm.
the negative stuff, I said the fact that he's dead shows that he was not in a good place.
Mm.
And if he were alive and healthy, he would have been able to deal with things. We would have been able to deal with things in a healthy way. But the
Mm-hmm.
fact that he's gone and I'm here, that it doesn't make sense for me to ruminate on shoulda, coulda, woulda,
Mm-hmm.
or anything that he said negative, because whatever he was saying negative was out of a place of unhealed, unhealthy place.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to, when I'm sad, to remember how much he loved me. When I'm sad, remember how much he loved my grandchildren. When I'm sad, to remember how much his desire was to take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what pulls me out, or not even allow me to even go there, honestly.
Wow.
When I think of
And that's
him,
a
I
good
don't think
thing.
about nothing negative. I don't even speak, other than this video, us talking right now, I don't even talk about him in a negative way. I don't even talk about none of the negative stuff that I heard or learned, because it doesn't even matter. He's not,
Mm-hmm.
he's not here.
Yeah.
And he didn't leave me with
Right.
that. He
Mm-hmm.
wasn't that way towards me when he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have anything to say bad about him.
Right. It doesn't diminish what you guys have, and
Right.
he clearly demonstrated.
Right.
You not
Right.
only said he demonstrated his love for you and your grandbaby.
Right. Even if he were irritated
Yep.
with me, he did not deviate 1 second from being consistent in how he loved me every single day.
Wow.
And
So
you need
I,
to remember that.
yep.
Definitely remember that.
So I refuse to.
Well, I'm gonna say thank you.
Yep.
I'm gonna say thank you for coming
Thank you.
and being here with us tonight. We definitely appreciate it, and I hope I get to see you at the class reunion.
Oh, we having one of those?
Yeah, we've been
Yes, ma'am,
playing.
we are. We've been
What?
sending it out on it's actually on my page. We're just advertising that we have it now. More information is coming, but I
Oh,
hopefully you will come. It's September 8th
okay.
through the 10th in
Okay.
Yep,
Richmond.
September 8th to 10th.
Um,
Thank you, John.
September 8th through 10th. And we got a lot of people coming, a lot of people interested. So y'all get ready. Get ready for more
Thank you.
information. And thank
Yeah.
you for coming on with us. And I want to remind people that my book is out.
Yeah.
You can go on my page or Inspire Her. The link is there, and I'm about to write all the messages for those people who want to know about the book. And the people
We
that
have.
purchased it. Your books are coming. They are coming this week.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
and keep watching Inspire Her. Listen,
Oh,
this is a love project for us. Oh, look at those eyes.
that's a beautiful dog making a good
Oh,
noise.
he is gorgeous.
It's an awesome book.
Listen, keep listening to Inspire Her. Um, we are this is a love project
Thank
for
you,
us.
Janelle.
We love chatting with people. We love talking to you guys. We're actually going to come to Richmond and maybe a couple other places, and we're gonna have a meet and greet and do a live broadcast. So
Oh, that'll be nice.
Mm-hmm.
be prepared. Look out for us, cause we me and the counselor. Y'all can tell Sharita is a counselor because she counseled JD today. But be prepared. Me and the counselor coming to a city near you. Guys,
All
we love
right.
you guys, and we're saying good night.
Good night.
Good
Thank you.
night.
We are here to inspire her, the total woman.
Yay.